Act 4 of The Beaux' Duel, or A Soldier for the Ladies, by Susanna Centlivre. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 4, Scene 1. Enter Clorinda, Amelia, and Mrs. Plotwell.
Well, in my conscience, the first sight of you frightened me horribly, though I knew your plot. I vow, you make a sanctified figure.
Might I pass upon the brethren, think you?
Ay, and hold forth too, I'll warrant you, without being discovered. But is my uncle so hot upon matrimony, say you?
As a hound upon the scent, though he'll share no more of the pleasure than the dog of the game he runs down.
I vow I can't help laughing to think of what a trick we shall play upon him. But the deuce on it, I cannot be heartily merry till I see the event of this meeting. I long till the colonel comes.
So do I as much as you, to upbraid him with his treachery.
Enter maid and whispers them.
In my conscience he's here. Show him into my chamber. Tell him I'll wait on him presently. Now, Clorinda, you shall go in my place.
Heavens, oh, how I tremble! Oh, the perfidious wretch! Sure he's quite lost of virtue that he dares thus impudently venture into the very house. Oh, give me patience, heaven, and power to back my resolution, and scorn enough to show my deep resentment.
Exit Clorinda.
I'll to the old man, and keep him in discourse, that he mayn't interrupt you.
Exit.
Do so. I must listen a little to hear what reception she gives him.
Exit. Enter Colonel Manley solus.
This love makes men the errantest asses in the world. What blustering Mars, with all his steely garniture of war, could never do, this blind boy does with a feathered reed. Oh, my soul, I think I'm grown a coward, and begin to fear. My heart beats faster than a raw soldier's in his first engagement, or a longing maid in the arms of a man she likes when opportunity creates her fears. Sure, it cannot be Clorinda.
Enter Clorinda. Colonel Manley, aside.
Ha! By heaven, the very crocodile.
Clorinda, aside.
By all my hopes of happiness, the very monster.
Madam, you are surprised, I believe, not to meet the man you expected. I beg your pardon for this disappointment.
Oh, indignation! No, sir. I have met the man I expected, though you are disappointed in your woman.
What does she mean? Have you a stratagem, madam, to bring you off? Come, I'll help you. Say you happened into this room by chance, and had no knowledge of the plot, expected no gallant.
Oh, unheard of impudence! A gallant? No, thou monster of ingratitude! Have I refused all mankind for thee? Nay, broke in upon the rules of my obedience that I might keep my faith inviolate, and am I thus rewarded? Is it not enough that you are false, and that I see you of? But you must add to your barbarity and throw a scandal on my fame to hide your base proceeding. Marry thee? No! From this moment I resolve to hate, and to put it out of thy power ever to deceive me a second time. I'll marry instantly.
Belmain peeping.
I must hear how the colonel succeeds in my place.
It is enough I know thee guilty of that very crime thou wouldst impose on me. Know that you writ to my friend to come here, with whom you have had many private conferences, though I, heaven knows, would not believe it till my eyes convinced me. But now thy crimes are obvious to my sight, and I take thee at thy word, and from this moment I'll never see you more. Confusion on your sex.
Exit.
His friend. What can he mean? Sure there's some mistake in this, yet I cannot call him back.
Enter Amelia pulling in Belmain.
What have we, eavesdroppers? Oh, heavens! Why, was not you with my cousin?
Day, why was not you with the Colonel?
Why are you not the Colonel?
No, faith, and now I must begin to suspect you are not Clorinda.
You are in the right indeed. I am not.
Oh, heavens! I'm undone! Manly's innocent! Oh.
No, madam, I'll call my friend back immediately. He shall beg pardon upon the spot. Why, what a damned mistake is here! Faith, he's gone, but here's an old gentleman coming up.
Goes to the door and returns quickly.
Oh, Lord, my father! I'm undone if he finds a man here. What shall I do? This was your project, Amelia.
Ha! The death, madam, where shall I run? For methinks I would not do any more mischief. What shall I do, ladies?
Ha! A lucky thought comes into my head. Here, lie down upon this mat.
With all my heart, pox on it, to be thus put to it for nothing. If I had but got a maidenhead or made a cuckold, it would not have vexed me.
Lies down, and they roll him up. Enter Careful and tumbles over the mat.
There, lie still.
A pox on your pride. We must have mats with a vengeance. But I'll turn over a new leaf with this house. I'll warrant you, I'll have no mats, but such as lie under the feather beds. Here, I might have broke my neck.
Enter Toby.
Sirrah, remove that mat, and do you hear? Throw it into the horse pond. I'll have no more mats in my house.
Mat? 'Tis damn heavy. Come out here. I believe the dog's got into it.
Clorinda aside.
Oh, Lord, what shall I do?
The man goes to take up the mat and finds it heavy, shakes it, and out drops Belmain.
The horse pond? Nay, then, 'tis time to shift for myself.
Here.
Runs to Toby.
There's a guinea for you, Toby. Bring him off some way or other.
Ha! What was that?
Bark, sir, bark. Only the great dog, sir, was crept in the mat.
Woof, 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 woof.
Creeps off quick.
Rarely done. Expect a better reward for this, Toby.
The dog, was it? I protest I thought it had been a thief.
No, sir, nothing else.
Exit with the mat.
Why, how now? Methinks you are mightily prinked up. Mercy upon me, what a bush of hair is there first out! In my conscience, I believe you have got the foretop of some beau's wig.
That's the fashion, uncle. You would not have us dress like my quaking aunt that is to be.
How now, sauce-box? Your quaking aunt, quotha?
Sir, I hope you don't design to marry that thing.
Thing, do you call her? I cod you shall marry Sir William immediately, or call that thing mother, I can tell you that.
Oh, heavens, what shall I do?
Enter Sir William and Mrs. Plotwell.
Here, Sir William, I give her to your arms. I'll have my coach harnessed and to church this moment.
Madam, though I don't pretend to be a beau, yet I hope the world will distinguish the difference between a rough, unhewn soldier and a polished gentleman. I don't in the least hint at manly.
Clorinda aside.
Insipid coxcomb.
Amelia to Plotwell.
For heaven's sake, invent some way to give her an hour's time to consider, or she's undone.
Friend, shall I speak one word with thee?
20, if you please.
Let me advise thee, do not be so passionate with thy daughter. The little discourse I had with her showed her to be tractable. If thou think'st fit, I'll read her the other lesson upon her duty, and I don't doubt but she'll comply.
With all my heart. For whatever thou sayest must be for her good. I'm convinced. Sir William, we'll go take a glass in the next room till the bride be ready, and then...
And then, madam, I shall be the happiest man alive. If I will change conditions with the Tsar of Muscovy, may I be condemned to the smoke of tobacco and never know the pleasure of taking snuff.
Exit.
A very courtly wish indeed.
Come, don't trifle away the time I have given you, but write to Manly and beg him to protect you and rescue you from the arms of this fool.
Oh, how can I write to him whom I have abused?
And did he not pay you in the same coin? Come, come, this little mistake rather serves to increase his love than diminish it. When he finds you true, as no doubt but Belmain has told him ere this, he'll be glad to accept the conditions. Come, come, write to him. Toper is within, and he shall carry it.
Well, it being my last shift, I'll follow your advice.
Exit.
I do so. I'll warrant you a fortune and the old man's consent before I have done with him.
A drum beating up for volunteers. Belmain crosses the stage, and a sergeant after him.
Captain! Captain!
Ha, Sergeant.
I have got the finest volunteer. A beau, Captain.
A beau. Nay, if the beaux begin to list, let the French look to it. Where is he, Sergeant?
He's coming now, sir.
I can't stay now, but I'll be here in a moment, and I'll bring the colonel with me.
I'll wait on you, sir.
Exit. Enter Ogle.
The captain will be here in a moment, sir. But pray, sir, why will you go for a soldier? Methinks you might get a commission.
Because I dreamt, sir, I should be a general, and I have a mind to rise gradually. I hate jumping into honor at once.
Sir, I honor you. No doubt but your dream will come true.
Sir, I dreamt last night that I saw 2 armies join battle, and, methought, in the scuffle, my brains were knocked out, and when I waked, I wondered to find myself with all my limbs. I straight felt for my other leg, and suspected my eyes when they informed me I had both hands.
A very good dream, sir, and signifies your advancement.
Nay, after that, I had the strangest dream. My man found me scaling my curtains for a fort, killing my pillow, and entering duel with my breeches. Methought all the Trojan faces in the hangings were turned Frenchmen, and a famine raging amongst them. They resolved to eat me, so, casting dice what part of me to devour first, the lot fell upon my head. Now, sir, all these dreams I interpret quite contrary. I know I shall be a great man.
No doubt on it, sir.
Aside.
I'm afraid all this fellow's courage lies in his sleep. I'm resolved to sound him a little.
Prithee, sergeant, tell me, what sort of a thing a camp is?
Why, truly, sir, a camp would be a pleasant place, did the fields produce feather beds, or if the streams like those of the golden age did run pure wine, or if camp meals would every 12 and 7 observe due hours. But, sir, to be half starved, on scarce fresh green sod, just so much earth to earth, and then to live the life of nature, or as some do call it, the life of the hardy, to quench one's thirst at the next spring, coffin up one's self each night in turf, and thence come forth like one of Cadmus's soldiers, sown with serpent's teeth, and start forth armed from a furrow, is a course of life I fear will never suit with your constitution.
'Tis something hard, truly, but no matter. I'm resolved.
Oh, this is nothing, sir. Here comes on a troop, and your honour can't but lose an eye. An engine there goes off, and you will show yourself a coward unless you lose an arm. Here you are surrounded, and then 'twere base to bring more than one shoulder off.
Ogle, rubbing his shoulder. Aside.
Ha! I don't like it.
Nay, sir, consider ere you go, for 'tis a damned disgrace to have a nose after a battle, or to walk the streets upon your own legs.
I feel myself already partly composed of flesh, partly of wood. Methinks I hang between two crutches, like a man in chains, tossed by the wind. I don't like this slicing into reputation.
Enter Belmayne and Colonel Manley.
But these men that you raise, Sergeant, are they to go against the French or Spaniards?
Why do you ask, sir?
Because I cannot, in honour, draw my sword against the French.
How so, pray? You're no Jacobite, I hope.
Oh, sir, my scruples are not founded upon religion. But I'll tell you, that last long vacation I made the tour of France and Lorraine, where I received such extraordinary marks of civility, particularly from the Duke of Berry, the Duke of Burgundy, and the Chevalier de St. George, and from the Governor of Calais, such extravagant obligations, but above all from the Governor's daughter, that upon my soul I cannot descend so far from the punctilios of honour to go against 'em. But against Spain ha! The Colonel, I am resolved to fight him, however, death, hell, and furies. Draw, sir?
Draw, sir? For what, sir?
Sir, I say draw, sir, or else resign all pretensions to Clorinda.
Why, what a metamorphosis is here! Is this your volunteer, Sergeant?
Yes, sir, but if you had not come as you did, he had been gone, for I found his courage began to sink.
To Clorinda? How dares such a coxcomb as you name Clorinda?
Draws and disarms him.
Now, learn more wit, or get more courage.
Courage, sir, 'sdeath. Sir, I'll box with you.
Pulling off his neckcloth.
You've got my sword, but no matter for that. I'll fight it out at fists. Lose a fortune for want of fighting, no.
I'll box with you, dog.
To the sergeant.
Give me the cane. Sirrah, I'll make mummy of your bones. I'll make you forswear sauntering after fortunes. Nay, you shall not dare to look towards the house where they live, or so much as think of them.
Beats him all this time.
Oh, Lord, sir, for heaven's sake, sir, I'll observe the conditions.
Nay, now, you are too rigid. I dare promise for Mr. Ogle.
I will indeed, sir. Only let me think of them, for who can help thinking, sir?
No. Here, sergeant, take this fellow, and let him run the gantelope. I'll think you, sirrah.
Oh, Lord, sir, spare that, and I will not think of 'em, upon my faith, sir.
Nay, one thing more you must promise, which is to resume your wonted cowardice, and betake you to your desk again. Go, take money of the men you meant to cozen. Talk little, except when you are paid for't. 'Tis an antidote against beating. Keep your hand from your sword, and your laundress's petticoats, and you'll live at peace.
I will, Colonel. Give me wisdom that is beaten into a man, for that sticks to him, egad. I'm wiser than a justice of peace. Your precepts are very learned. Sir, I'm your humble servant. Farewell, sword, and welcome tongue again. Now can't I positively tell whether 'tis best to be courageous or to have no courage at all? Beaten if I fight, and beaten if I do not. Now, I think I know something of the law, and yet if the question was put to me, I could not resolve it, but for my own part I'll lay courage down, as all men do when they take up the gown. Cloaked with the law, I may securely bawl, and who affronts me then shall pay for all.
Exit.
Ha 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 ha.
Enter Toper and gives the colonel a letter.
Ah, Colonel, opportunely met. I bring an express from the Queen of Beauty. Her orders are in that paper.
Ha! 'Tis Clorinda's hand.
Reads.
I hope by this time you are satisfied of my innocence, as I'm of yours. If not, I beg you by all the ties of honour to rescue me from this foolish knight, to whom I am this moment to be married, by the rigid command of my barbarous father. And if I don't clear your censures, use me as you please. Yours, Clorinda. Rescue thee, yes, the fool shall quit all pretensions to thee, unless this arm deceives me.
If it does, boy, here's another at thy service.
You may seize her at the end of the street as she passes. Be sure you marry her as soon as you have got her. Let me alone to bring her fortune. The captain must help our plot forward. As soon as he has helped you, away with her.
With all my heart I love mischief. I have a plaguy hankering mind after this cousin, though, e'er since Manly told me she has 10,000 pounds.
The yoke should be well lined, or 'twill be very uneasy at best.
Ay, there must be gold proportionable to the alloy, or 'twould not be current coin. Ha ha!
Well, I'm a good-natured fellow now, to spend my time in your business, when I have an assignation with one of the prettiest girls about town, faith.
Some old o'er-worn drab, I'll warrant, cast off by the beaux in town, and now is become a new face to the drunkards.
No, faith, she's a kept mistress. She cost me not a sou.
Thou art still labouring between two tides, wine and women. Wilt thou never take up till thou art confined by a doctor to dry diet?
Dry diet? You don't mean a wife, I hope. Catch me at that meat and choke me with it. That's just as a confinement to sea biscuit at land. Though I'd do you all the service I can, Colonel, in helping you to your mistress, yet I can't help lamenting the loss of a friend.
Why, will matrimony lose me to my friends? I shall love them as well as ever, I assure you.
Aye, but your friends won't care that,
snapping his fingers,
for you. For ere the second bottle, you'll be calling, "What's to pay?" Your wife won't go to bed till you come home. This makes company uneasy, and what makes us uneasy decreases our value for it. For my part, I had rather be confined to seamen in a storm, or the malicious conversation of a Jacobite club, than the company of a married man. For at every mouth stirring I should think the comforts of matrimony were coming, with all their commanding retinue. A wife, egad! I'd rather want wine, the only support of the body.
Well, you declare for a bottle, I for a wife, which I think the greater pleasure far.
Where shall we find you?
At the Rose.
Exit.
Adieu. Bellarmine shall come to you there. Let fools be fettered to that clog, a wife, whilst free I reap the pleasure of my life, and heaven grant I may no longer live than I can taste the joys which wine doth give.
Exit. A clash of swords. Sir William cries,
Murder!
Colonel and Clorinda, Belmain, and Amelia cross the stage.
Haste, my fairest, and let us tie that knot which naught but death can loose.
Exit. Enter Careful.
Certainly. I heard Sir William's voice cry murder.
Enter Sir William.
What's the matter, Sir William? Where's my daughter?
Enfeeble me if I know. You had best send after her immediately, or she'll be married to Manley, who drew upon me. And if I had not quitted her, he'd run me quite through the body, impair my vigour.
This was her project of going on foot. She would not have the coach under pretence of notice being taken, forsooth, and your persuasion made me go before to get the parson ready. Odds flesh! Had I been there, this had not happened. Old as I am, they should not have escaped so easily. 'Sdeath! Let a man take your mistress from you. In my conscience, young fellows are so rotten nowadays, they're afraid of every scuffle, lest they drop in pieces.
Aside.
Zounds! I could curse the minute I got this bastard. To think what a fortune she has lost.
Do take my breeding to have been at a bear garden, sir, or a bedlam to endanger my life for your daughter? No, let her go. I'd marry an actress sooner, have more hopes of her virtue.
Say you so, Mr. Dirty Crown? Adored, I could find in my heart to dash the powder out of your horse hair for you.
Your age protects you, sir.
Exit.
Well, if I don't fit the baggage, I'm mistaken. Egad, I'll marry Topher's niece immediately.
Enter Topher.
Mr. Topher, you came, luckily.
I am resolved to marry your cousin this moment. Nay, I'll settle all I have upon her. I'll hamper my daughter. I'll warrant her.
I came to inform you, sir, that I saw Colonel Manley and your daughter enter the church. The parson met them at the door, and I'm much afraid they will be married before you can get to 'em.
Let her marry and be poxed. I'll not give her a farthing. I'm resolved. Let her go a-soldiering with her husband, and carry his knapsack like a trull as she is. If there be any favour or interest to be had in an English Parliament, I'll have the parson turned out of his place for a Jacobite that coupled them.
I have a friend of mine at the Rose, just come from Oxford. If you please, Mr. Careful, I'll fetch him, and you may be married in your own house.
Exit Topher.
With all my heart. Adored, methinks I'm brisk and young again. This audacious wench! My blood boils high, and all my spirits move. Revenge gives strength to age as much as love.
Exit. End of the fourth act.